Okay, here we go. Here we got my new acquisition. 1975 Old Chicago pinball table. The back glass here, and the table glass, and there is the table, and I've got the legs right there. So yeah, I'm gonna get this moved in and see what kind of shape she's in. I know there's a couple parts not working, but I am thrilled I got me a pinball. So it's my $150 pinball machine. Let's get her in and get it set up and see what we got going. Okay, so we got it in the house now. Gonna start getting her all put together a little bit and see what we got going. Missing a bumper here. I've got a piece for the solenoid that resets these guys that I need to replace, the plunger. But all in all, this board isn't in too bad a shape. It's looking pretty good. So we'll get it set up and start cleaning it, get it put together, and see what we get going. So we'll check back in. Okay, so we kind of dug through here and made sure we got everything out that's not supposed to be in there. I've got to make sure that the wires for that missing bumper aren't going to contact anything. I'm going to spray a little bit of lube on a few parts here, and we're going to see if we can get the head on and see what happens. Here is where, let me set this down. Right here is the missing component that resets the plunger, or the drop targets, which are right here. And so if I come back here, yeah, see, that's how they reset. Of course, everything's not been run in a while and going to need a lot of work, but we need to find, and anybody watching this, if you have one of these machines or have parts for them, the plunger and the linkage that goes in this solenoid right here in the drop target unit, and it is got a number on it. It's like you read that, Dale? 037. Let's get the light up there. There we go. 059.
A little dirty, isn't it?
Yeah, move those wires out of the way a little bit, can you? Wait, here. So anyhow, if anybody has one of these, I am looking for one. So we'll come back here in a minute and see what we get going with getting the head on there. Okay, we're about got the head on. Come around here, we just got it finished tightened up. It's really, really dirty back here. There's a lot of nasty grunge like this reel over here. But we're going to reach down here and get our wires out, hook these up. Here, Dale, why don't you be the cameraman for a moment? Got the contact there. And then we'll film plugging it in, because I don't know if the switch is in the on or off position. I'm assuming it's off, but don't know, and I have no idea what this thing's going to do when we turn it on. How about you, Dale? Any ideas?
No ideas. No ideas, kid.
Need that guy that was just that hobo with the amazing voice to do us some voice work for this.
And here's the pinball machine starting up. Stay tuned for Family Guy.
Okay, those are all on. And get back there and let's plug it in and see what happens. Let's see, watch the front of it and see if anything lights up here. Turn that work lamp off. Straighten out the ends of the cord. Alright, ready? Here we go. Fire in the hole. Test number 1. Make sure you watch the play field. And well, we got no lights in the head, but that could be the contacts. Alright, while we were cleaning it out, we found a 1966 quarter. Got a year I was born. what I was afraid of. And of course we're going to have to play with this a little bit more. So tune back in, we'll let you know what happens. We got something happening. Trying to kick out the coin. We got a coin stuck still. All right.
Okay.
We're getting somewhere.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. It means something's not resetting. First of all, it's trying to kick out whatever's here, I think. We got to get this coin mech out. Okay, so we've kind of got it into a game over setup here, and I'm going to show you our first initial problem that we're going to have to get worked out. And I'm hoping somebody out there on YouTube will have some suggestions for me, as well as my guy that I got this from. So I'm going to hit the player start button and watch what happens. I'm not getting a reset on player 1 and on player 4. I'm assuming there's a stuck reel or something. I'm not really sure how to go about loosening those up. Now also, I've got a solenoid down here on the door kicking. And now that one I know nothing about and why that would even be there, what purpose it serves. But there's our problem. Now, if I shut it off and then turn it back on, it'll actually kick the ball out and we can play a ball. Go ahead, Dale. I mean, obviously we're still got a few issues to work out on the play field as well, but first step is to get this thing reset. Buzz every once in a while, but it usually clears up. So that's where we're at. We get to finish that ball and we end up in a game over scenario. I just noticed this reel stuck kind of halfway here, so I'm assuming that that is a lot of our problem, is that these reels probably aren't moving the way they're supposed to, and we're just going to kind of go from there. So anybody got a clue? Shoot me a message, help me get this baby rolling. Let's bring her back to life. And once we get everything working, then we'll kind of get a little more into the cleanup of it and all that. So, here we go. Okay, it's day 2. Been working on this thing pretty hard and heavy for the last couple days since I brought it home. And it's not looking too bad. I had a little issue this morning where I lost all power and just had a fuse that didn't look like it was bad, but it was. So I got her back up and running again. You know, got the front kind of cleaned up a bit. Cleaned up around the door there. The playfield is about as clean as I can get it. There's probably a few spots I've missed. It's still dull. I need to get in there and wax it. But I've got all the playfield lights are working except for this one right here. I've changed the bulb. I have a feeling it's just the socket. So I've got to get that taken care of. I still have an improper plastic here. I'm contacting somebody about getting some new ones for it, and as well as a couple other little miscellaneous parts. In particular, the plunger for the solenoid that resets these guys. I've got them all in the drop position with a little piece of paper keeping them from contacting, because that's where you get the score. And that makes it so we can play it. But I got a whole bunch of bulbs out in the back. All the sockets work. Just need to get them changed, and don't have any right now, and it's the weekend, so you know, and coming around here, I have gone through, I've cleaned a lot of the contacts, you know, like there, and as much as I kind of can for the moment, the big ones, just enough. I'm trying to get it running, see how long it's going to stay going, let it work out what bugs it can on its own, and then go from there. So probably going to end up having to replace this one reel here. It seems to like to not register when it's in the 0 position very well. So I think the easiest way to deal with that is going to be to just get a new one. I'll run it through a little play sequence here and you can see what it does. But all in all, I mean, it's not too bad. There's a little bit of, you know, paint or something there on the cabinet. I know a lot of purists don't want to change the way anything is, but I think I'm probably going to go ahead and repaint the cabinets, redo these cards here, possibly even redo the skirt right here, if I could match the colors well enough. But the play field's probably about as good as I'm going to get it. The back glass is gorgeous, so there's nothing to worry about there. So let's see, I'll show you what it's looking like as, you know, playing. See what you think.
Take one.
Okay, one more try at this. A little bit of play time on the new Pinball. Go for it.
Whoa.
You see this reel having issues setting, but it'll eventually catch. I think I'm going to need to get a new reel there. Come on. There it goes. So I've got the drop target set in the down position with a little piece of paper stopping them from registering that they're all down. And still missing a bumper, and need to change out the lane plastic right there for the correct one. But other than that, she seems to be working just fine. Maybe a new solenoid for some of the chimes and for that lower right bumper there. But here it is. 1975 Bally Old Chicago.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, we need to get in there, get that light taken care of. Game over.